Welcome to question 11 on homework 6. I'm going to speak slowly and calmly because I'm sure if you're here watching this video right now, it's out of a sense of extreme frustration, and I do not want to add to that. What I do want to say is that if you're frustrated with this problem, you are not in the minority. This is probably the most challenging homework problem that you've had so far. So what we're going to do is break it down, and I'm going to show you that it is actually a really simple problem. It's simple to solve. The hard part is setting it up, knowing what to do with the information that they've given you. So that's why I'm here. I will guide you through this in the most calm way that I possibly can. All right. So they're giving us that there's a function h, and h is equal to f of g, so a composed function. They want us to find out what h prime of 0 is. Okay. What do they tell us? They tell us that f of 0 equals 6. They tell us that f prime of 0 equals -2. They tell us that g of 0 equals 3. And they tell us that g prime of 0 equals 4. Reminder here, these are my numbers. They might be different from your numbers. Every homework assignment has a different set of numbers. So basically just fill in the blanks with whatever you've got there. Okay, that's a lot of information. But it's not a lot of, it doesn't seem very useful. What do these bits and pieces give us? If you sit and think about it for a really long time, you might be able to kind of figure out what those functions might be based on that information, but you don't want to sit and think about this for a really long time, and you don't want to have to guess at what these functions might be, because we have something, we have a tool that's going to give these answers to us right off the bat with very little actual thinking about what's going on. And the tool that we need is the formal definition of the chain rule. And this is something you've seen in lecture. It's something that is in your class notes, but I'm going to write it down here because I don't expect anyone to remember this off the top of their head. So the definition is h prime equals f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Okay? Still probably doesn't look like it's going to help us out very much, but it is. This is the key to everything. And from here on out, this is just a matter of filling in the blanks. So this is the formula for h prime. Doesn't really matter that you don't know it off the top of your head. No big deal. We've got it here. Write this down on your paper. They want us to find h prime of 0. So I'm going to write that. H prime of 0. Well, h prime of 0 just means that I go through and fill in every one of these x's with a 0. So here we had an x, filled it in with a 0. Here we had an x, filled it in with a 0. Now I see something. Now I see something that I can use. I see a g of 0. I know what g of 0 is because they told me that. I see a g prime of 0, and I know what that is because they told me that too. So let's rewrite this and fill in those blanks. Okay, still don't know what this is, but I do know that g of 0 is 3. So, you know, these two things are equal because it said so up here. Then we're going to multiply this times g prime of 0. Well, g prime of 0 is 4. I know that because it said that they were equal up here. Now, do I have anything else I can fill in? Well, I sure do. Here's f prime of 3. F prime of 3, they told me, is -2. So I'm just going to fill in that -2. Those two are completely equal to each other. And I'm going to multiply that times 4, and I'm going to get -8, and that's my answer. Once you know how to set this one up, it's just super simple to do it. You just got to plug the right things into the right place. So let's go back over the steps again really quickly so that you can, well, not really quickly. We'll actually do it kind of slowly just to make sure you've got it. Okay, so you're going to start with the formal definition of the chain rule, this formula. And they're going to ask you, in my case it was find h prime of 0. It could be something different for you. Whatever number they asked you to find, you're going to plug that in here. You're going to do h prime of whatever number they asked you to find. That means you're just going to rewrite this part and plug in whatever that number was into your function. Once you've done that, you're going to have a piece here that you have the information about up here. You're going to have a piece here that you've got the information about up here. Fill in that information. That's going to give you f prime of whatever they say that's equal to, and multiply that times whatever they say this is equal to. Now you have f prime of something. You go look up here, and you should be able to find that f prime in the information that they gave you. Fill that in here, multiply it times what you had from before, and that's going to be your answer. So, super frustrating problem if you've sat and thought about it and don't quite know where to go with it, but once you know where to go with it, not that difficult at all. And because this is a frustrating problem, because it involves a bit of deeper thought to figure out how to set it up, do not worry if you still have questions. Send me an email and I will do my best to explain it to you so that you really get why this works and how this works, so that you can get the correct answer on your own homework. And this has been question 11 from homework 6, the calmest, most frustrating question you'll ever have.